Alright, welcome back, good people. On this video, I want to start out by saying we have crossed the halfway point now. So now, this is how you position yourself to make it the rest of the way. Whatever it is that you're doing, right? Whatever journey you're on, whatever direction you are going, if you have a beginning and an ending, whatever goal you have set, whatever it is that you position yourself to gain from or to experience from, once you cross the halfway point, things get a little more complicated, if you will, a little more complex. And why do you think that is? I think it's because you have to really want it to finish. You have to really want what you started, and from the halfway point to the end determines whether or not, or I should say, how bad you really do want it, right? Because a lot of us want things and we'll start, but we won't continue. What we'll do is we'll start to make excuses when we have another direction we want to go, or when we have something that comes into our lives or something that crosses our path that kind of pulls us that direction, right? Sometimes it's good situations, sometimes not so good. But either way, in order for you to accomplish the task or the goal that you set, you will get to a halfway point. Now, a lot of times you're not really certain what that halfway point is. So it's basically essential that you understand where you are if you don't know the halfway point to where you're trying to get, right? That means you're just kind of haphazardly going through what it is that you're doing or where you're trying to get. And that's not really going to be a good thing for you, because we need to monitor. You've heard of the term analytics, right? That means you get to see where you are versus where you came from, or versus where you're trying to go, right? It lets you know where you are on that scale. That's necessary for growth, right? And we're all trying to grow when we're trying to grow these businesses online. Now, when you step out, you're going to get resistance. When you cross the halfway point, the resistance won't be so severe, because you'll have a working knowledge of all the moving parts that got you to that point, right? But the exciting point is when you actually able to capitalize or position yourself to benefit from the experience that you're having trying to accomplish the goal that you have set for yourself. For instance, my goal with these videos is to reach 200 videos in 365 days. Now, I'm sure people have done that, but I'm also sure that I have never done that. So if I have never done it, then I'll experience things along the way that you couldn't relate to, because you haven't tried to do it for yourself, right? You haven't set that as a goal, or maybe that's not relevant for you or important to you. That's okay. It's totally okay. But for me, it's really important, right? It's major for me to be able to walk through this process and say I did it, right? Not for bragging rights, but for my own rights. For me to be able to say, yes, I finished what I started, right? And then that gives you some understanding of the process. See, the process is what's important in most things we do. And if you want to get the result, but you don't want to go through the process, then you're probably not going to get the result that you would like, right? If you want to be able to make $100,000 a year or $200,000 a year, but you don't want to learn anything different or do anything different, guess what? Chances are very good that you're not going to be able to do that, because on the level that you're on right then you're not qualified. You don't have the capabilities. Actually, you don't understand the process. You don't understand the things that are involved, and that's something that I want to continually throughout these videos let you be aware of, is that you are capable. You are totally capable. You simply have to position yourself to go step by step by step. A lot of people I share information with, they want the results really, really quickly. They want it like today. But it doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. Not in order for you to be able to sustain the business that you're creating. In order for you to sustain it, you have to know all about it. That's just it. That's why it's essential that you enjoy doing what you do, right? It's major. Now, for a job, it's not really necessary that you like that so much, because that's not creating the lifestyle that you would like. That's creating a life. But for the lifestyle that you would like, it's probably more than 100,000 a year, right? Maybe more than 200 or 500. Whatever that is, you're probably not going to be able to work and acquire that type of those type of resources, that type of income. You're going to have to create a business. You're going to have to create something that can grow a lot faster than maybe $60,000 or $70,000 a year. Think about this. Even if you're able to save let's say you're able to save 50% of your income, which very few people can do, or very few people do. Let's say you make $50,000 a year. That's only $25,000 a year. There are companies who make $25,000 a month, $100,000 a week. Yes, companies, but no individual job is going to pay you that type of money, unless you're an athlete or an entertainer. And then, how long is that going to last for you? I'm talking about creating a business and a lifestyle that you can do in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s, in your 60s, in your 70s, on and on, right? It's online business. That's the world we live in today. You know that already, right? So if you're not doing something online besides, dabbling with Facebook or, posting pictures and stuff like that, you're really not gaining an understanding about that. And you might not want to, and that's okay. If you don't want to, that's fantastic. But I am not talking to you right now. I'm talking to the people who want to do something different and want to create a lifestyle that will allow them to take trips when they want to, or buy new cars if that's what they want, or buy homes, or invest in real estate or the stock market. Whatever it is you want to do that requires money, you're probably going to need extra money, because a lot of things that we do or want to do are created from our thoughts, and then we'll go out and purchase that new car, but we didn't incorporate the fact that we may lose our job, or we may have to take a cut in pay, or we may have another expense that's going to come up, right? That's going to take away so much money that it's going to put us paycheck to paycheck status, right? And that's not really a bad thing, but if we can avoid that, we should be able to avoid that, right? That's not really the part of town you really want to live in, because at any moment they can pull that paycheck away, or you can miss a paycheck because you get ill, you get sick, you can't go to work. So what do you do from that point? You got to make some adjustments, right? But if you can start to think in terms of being an entrepreneur, with this second half of the videos, the second half of the 100 videos, I'm going to focus more on things like creating processes and creating patterns that you can follow that will help you, because a lot of times what stops you initially is the fact that it seems like it's a lot of work. When I explain certain things to people, like when you start this business, you're going to have to do this, this, and this, then in their mind, quite often they say things like this: ooh, that's too much. I can't do that, because they have so much going already. You see, but the way it works is this: whatever you have going, you're going to have to make some adjustments, because you're going to add something to that, right? So what you're going to be adding will be able to offset some of those other things you have, but you have to understand that going in. You have to know that, okay, if I'm going to require an hour of study per day for 90 days, then I have to set that aside, let's say 3 days a week. I can't do it every day, but I can do it 3 days a week, or I can do it 2 days a week. That's one of the beauties of it. You get to go at your own pace, right? You don't have to force it in. You just go at your own pace. And as you gain more knowledge and more understanding about what it is you're trying to do, what happens is you start to understand those other things are not really necessary right now for you to be a part of. And you can kind of break away from that, spend more time with this, right? And as you spend more time with this, then you'll get a chance to see another you. Because the more knowledge you get, the more you begin to identify your capabilities or what's possible for you, right? Now, I'm not going to go real long on this video, the first video, because I got 5 videos to do today, right? Remember, every Saturday I do 5 videos for you guys, and what I'm doing is I'm creating a system that you can follow, something that you can kind of emulate, identify with, and, you know, put yourself in my position and just go through the process until you get comfortable with the process. Now, this is basically for my video audience, because I have a podcast show that's an audio podcast, and I share information with them along the same lines, but, you know, they don't get to see me, they get to hear me, right? So that's why I have this captivating voice that can kind of just pull you in, right? Oh, wait, what? Just kidding, just kidding. Anyway, don't forget to like these videos, share these videos, and comment from time to time. I love to see those comments, because comments are feedback, right? Feedback is not necessarily good or bad, it's just feedback. So I don't take what you say as a negative if it's not positive, or I don't take what you say as too good if it's positive. I simply like to see where your mind is, and then maybe I can help you, right? Because if you're commenting on these videos or any videos you watch, you're probably kind of like involved with that, right? That you either got something from it, or, you know, it touched on something that kind of resonated with you, right? That's how that works with human beings. Speakerlarry.com.